Welcome to this short demo of the Ermetic platform. I'll show you how we secure identity and access in the public cloud. Ermetic gives you deep visibility into the machine and human identities in your environment and enables you to achieve least privileged access at scale. To understand how least privilege fits into a cloud security strategy, let's look at an example. A company deployed an application on an AWS EC2 instance. It's exposed to the internet through the AWS ELB service. Since time to market was critical, the DevOps engineer used an existing role rather than provisioning a new one. The role had permissions to access a number of S3 buckets that the application didn't actually need. That turned out to be a problem when a hacker exploited a vulnerability in the application and used those excessive privileges to access a sensitive S3 bucket. Let's see how Ermetic could have prevented a situation like this. Here's a bird's eye view of a single AWS account: identities, roles, resources, and permissions. This account has almost 50,000 permissions, but the overall IAM security score is only 53%, meaning that nearly half of the access permissions can be removed or restricted. Let's check on the status of that sensitive S3 bucket to find out who can potentially access it and who actually is. As you can see from the access graph, we have some federated users from Okta that assume 2 different roles, and also 8 EC2 instances with yet a different role that gives all of them full access rights to the sensitive resource. The EC2 mod service permissions are colored red, which means that none of these permissions are likely to be used in the future. This is clearly an unnecessary risk. So now you'll want to know if any other resources could be accessed if the app is compromised. Switching to the identity view, you can see that the mod service role has access to 4 additional buckets and many other resources. Some of the permissions are totally unnecessary. Now let's fix this. There's a list of recommendations for this role. The first one flags the excessive permissions to that group of S3 buckets that we looked at earlier. The graph reveals the permission gaps, and from here, you can download or ticket a new least privileged access policy. In addition to proactively removing excess permissions, you can mitigate access risk by alerting on suspicious behavior like privilege escalation or unusual data access. You can also reduce the attack surface by enforcing best practices like the CIS benchmark. So to sum up, Ermetic enables you to understand who can access what in your public cloud environment and at scale. It automatically identifies excessive permissions and mitigates risks by generating granular least privilege access policies and detecting anomalies. For more information, visit ermetic.com. Thank you.